Hello, everybody. Welcome to another weekly episode here at the YYC Real Estate Show. Excited to have a close friend of mine, Shawn.
Shawn Chan.
Shawn Chan, thank you for coming. Shawn is the owner of Kaks Bar and Podcast.
One of the owners, yeah.
Yeah, we've done an episode there, so excited to have him here in our quarters.
Yeah.
Home field, home court advantage.
Yeah.
So we'll just
chop this part out. Can I swear or not?
You can swear.
Okay, cool.
No need to chop that out. The viewers know.
Okay. Sweet. All right.
That's how many fucking sales we had in a week.
Oh shit! He dropped the F word.
So it's pretty loose, but we'll give everyone their weekly update. So again, what's an average balanced real estate market? Shawn, do you know what a balanced market in town? Not being a seller's market, not being a buyer's market.
Well, Stress, as much as I want to let you know about how all this works, I'll just let you explain to me. I'm not a realtor, by the way.
If we have between 3,500 to 4,000 active listings for sale, that's a balanced market.
Okay.
If we're at 6,000, 7,000 listings, you're in a heavy buyer's market.
So where are we at?
So we've been in a seller's market for a year and a half. We still are.
Yeah.
There's 1,642 listings active today. And in the last week, we had sales of 532 in the last week. So again, very, very strong. But,
okay, doctor, break it down to me. What does this mean?
This means that...
there's a super low demand. Super low inventory for the demand.
Low inventory for the demand, which is what we're hearing in the news all the time, saying there's not enough homes for all the people around. And,
exactly.
Okay.
So
that also means that if no new home came on the market, we run out in a month. Right around a month.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do all those people go then in these homes? They continue to live in people's basements or?
Yeah. I saw an article about Brampton. It was in Real Estate News this morning, and it was saying one home in Brampton had 3 sections of the home rented out, and someone was living in their car on the driveway.
Dude, but
rent in the driveway.
It's basically generational living is in a flat.
Yeah.
So do you think that's what the country's trajectorying towards just for?
No, I mean we're building. We haven't stopped building, so there's new communities bubbling out on the limits all the time. But we are behind.
Yeah, the government's offering huge incentive to builders.
Yeah.
For some builders can even finance 95% of the build cost, which is. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that too. With with Trudeau coming in being I'm helping people build homes, but from what I understand though, from my little sources in the construction game, it's still hard to just construct. Apparently, there's just so much red tape and other issues.
Red tape and labor shortages.
Labor shortage, red tape, okay,
yeah.
And parts cost and everything. It's from what I understand, it's hard to even build right now and grow a business successfully from.
Yeah, I mean.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
no, definitely. I mean, just also inflation in general has made it more expensive. I mean, but the thing is, property prices have increased so much, and people are still buying properties like crazy, right? So that's
there's still multiple and competing offers. An agent that I follow, a fellow agent, he posted and showed a property that was $980, I believe, and it sold day one for 1.1. So that's still happening, but it's case by case. There's those premium products on a really nice street. Maybe it was a corner lot. There's a lot of factors that come into play, but I think no matter what the market's doing for those kinds of properties, they're always gonna go right away at day one. Yeah. So, and as far as rates, the Bank of Canada held rates steady at 5% last month. The next announcement's March. Yeah, I'm here looking at the lowest national mortgage rates right now, and the lowest you can get is Citadel Mortgages, 4.69 5-year fixed. Now remember, this is all got an asterisk with it, so there's a lot of conditions and terms that apply. Not everyone can get the 4.69, and it's as high as 6.29. So that's where
high, but no, it can be as high as
this is before there's this Prime Plus, right?
Oh yeah.
So and we always want to look at in the last week the top 2 sales. So we have.
Am I in the way? This
no. Bonus. We have 3.15. Oh, this is the one we looked at not too long ago online here. It's a really, really amazing lot.
Oh, they sold it.
Yeah. You can build 3 houses on this lot.
I think I floated by that thing.
Yeah. The old
farm. How much did it sell for?
No. You know, I don't think
it was 3.6, went for 3.1. 3.15.
Never mind.
And then this big house in Alboya, 2015 built, went for 3. And then the 2 lowest in the last week, always going to be apartments. Looks like same building, 152,000 for a 1-bed, 1-bath. Wow, 861 square feet, not bad. But yikes, 966 condo fee.
Jeez, what are they paying for?
Everything except electricity.
Yeah, but like that building was super old. Like what?
Yeah, the building's 1981. So when you see condo fees go so high, it's over time. They've done a lot of maintenance, new roof, new windows, new elevator.
Looks good in there, just the outside's old looking.
Yeah, the outside look is still. Well, actually, it's not even fully renovated. Carpet.
Dude, this is like right from the Ghostbusters movie. Like it's like
oh, kitchen.
Come on, man! Like that's literally from like 1980s.
But in town, what can you get for 152,000?
I'm not in that game with like you guys. I'm just saying that seems
and
like
175 belt line. 427. 427 is more online. 966 is high, but it was a big square foot.
Yeah.
It was a big square foot building. So yeah, very very strong sellers market. I put that listing up. We were talking last week in Acadia. We were able to get what we call a bully offer. So an offer with 2 hours to accept it.
Yeah.
So we got an offer right away. And of course, you know, when you get offers like that, they want to wrap it up first day on the market. But again, their price was too low and it was 2 hours for us to accept or reject. We countered once, but still there for sale. I'll be there on the weekend doing open houses at that one, not over in Glendale. So
yeah.
How about yourself? How's Pembroke?
Pembroke's good. It's coming along. You know, just then I'll pretty much finish all the roughing. You know, start putting in drywall, and you know, a lot of things are scheduled. The kitchen scheduled. Everything's falling in place nicely this time around.
You're talking about like your actual home?
No. This is I do rent-on flips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So with this one, last one that we did, Scott. This is my second property in Pembroke. Funny enough, the one that I did last year was right down the road from this one, right? And it was a bit more hectic. Had to let go of a business partner, you know what I mean? But this time it's been a lot better. And it's going good. I'm hoping to put it on the market in March.
Very good.
Very good.
That's awesome. Now back to introducing our guest, Shawn Chan. So there's you and 2 other business partners at Kass?
This might be my business partner, Kass. Yeah. So,
okay, it's just the 2 of you.
Yeah. We're the we have shareholders as well, but we're the majority owners there, and like we are the board of directors, if you will.
Nice.
So there's 2 of us there, and Kaks did have 4 members originally. That's what Kaks stood for, as an acronym. Like all the letters was that beginning letter, the name of the person who was involved. But and towards the end of the project, and then as we launched, it became just Kass and myself. So I'm Shawn. So then. But we kept it because, you know, like the word at that point was, it's a funny word, you know what I mean? It rolls off the tongue, and we're just like, okay, we're not rebranding, we're rolling with it, Kaks Bar and Podcast. Shout out some local breweries though, real quick. Township 24 and the Shiraz is drinking.
I know Zero Issue over there off McKnight and 12th, I think.
Yeah, this one's from Chestermere, that one's Calgary, and then we got Best of Kin as well, right out of Calgary as well. Shout out, thanks for the brewers that supply us with the great products that we get to also let our customers enjoy down at Kaks Bar and Podcast.
Yeah, if you haven't been, please check it out. It's a lot of fun in there. Really cool look. A lot of nice artwork on the walls as well. And of course, you know, Shawn's there most of the time and great staff. So what's the address for everyone?
1006 First Street Southeast. It's underneath the Up 10 condo building, right near the Stampede grounds. It's the first podcast bar in North America, straight up, yes.
Nice.
And the whole thing is like, it's a bar restaurant. Everyone gets confused with podcast bar. What does that mean? It's not like a little nail salon bar or whatever. Yeah. You know, that word bar, it's a bar. It's a bar restaurant. We're on Skip Dish, we're on Ubers. We have great food, great drinks. We do events there, trivia nights, comedy nights, board game days.
Let's tell everyone those nights. So what is your weekly schedule?
Tuesday nights is trivia night. Free to play. You just roll on in. It's sometimes general trivia, sometimes specific. Like we had like a Harry Potter trivia night. We had a Lord of the Rings trivia night. Probably gonna have a Game of Thrones trivia night pretty soon here. And we have prizes from our reps. So, you know, you come in, you have some drinks with your friends. If you don't want to play, you don't have to play. You can just hang out, have fun, have drinks, eat food. Otherwise, you get to play 7 to 9 and win prizes. So that's on Tuesdays. Thursdays is stand-up comedy. Unless there's a Flames home game, then it's subject to change. Just keep up with our socials and we can let you know. But other than that, we've been launching a Laughs at Kaks comedy show. That's on Thursday nights. Seating is at 7:30 p.m. Show starts at 8:30 p.m. Goes to about 9:30, 10. It's stand-up comedy. We've had on local comedians. We've had on established features, established vets. It's legit stand-up comedy. So you can come in for that. Ticket price is $10 at the door for that. Sundays is all day board game day, which means you can literally like play board games. You play Monopoly, you can play like chess, but what has really caught wind is the tabletop game community, which is like Warhammer 40K, Magic the Gathering, things like that. They come in, they literally bring in crew of people and they play competitive tabletop board games. So I know Ogre's Den is out there doing this forever, but we're offering another place, but we serve food and drinks. And Sundays is happy hour all day, so $5 drinks. So people can come down for that, and then we do other events. We have live music on Flames home games. We also host networking events. We're hosting a crypto networking event coming up here very soon.
When is that?
That one is bang 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 bang. Okay, Feb 19th, 7:30 p.m. It's completely free. It's at Kaks Bar and Podcast. Address was said earlier. 1006 First Street Southeast. Mm-hmm. So guys who are investing in crypto and that kind of world, there's a bunch of guys getting together. It's completely free. Drop in, meet other guys like-minded, and schmooze. And that's going on there. And that one is actually going to pick up because in March is going to be a major one. But I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, our bar is also open to event bookings, so you can. Are you gonna put my info in the show notes there?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Like, reach out to me, and we can reach out to book out the room. Seat 60 holds 100, and you can do like events of all kinds in there. We had people recently get married at Kaks. Actually.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
First one?
Yeah. It was a friend of a friend.
Was it an engagement?
It was a straight marriage.
Wow.
The person who ordains them came in, and it was like we're like, whoa, we're touched. Like it was kind of like off the cuff. It was beautiful, and like me and my partner were just like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that's great.
Because it's nice. Me and my partner are small business owners, and we do whatever we want with the space. So it's definitely open, and it's a cool spot. And like I said, it's good food, good drinks. So people know more about us, and we're still pretty new as a startup, and definitely we can accommodate.
Yeah, no, I really love it in there. And how long have you guys been there?
We've been there 7 months only.
7 months.
Yeah, and YYC Real Estate Show came in. We did a collab in our second month.
Yep.
And that was super fun, man. Like I love podcasts. Obviously.
Yeah, we had two in there. We did Evan Wells, and then we had just us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they rent out a studio before too.
Yeah.
And our podcast studio is rentable as well.
Was it when we were there during Stampede Week? Was that when we were there?
I don't know if it was during Stampede Week.
I just remember we were all like on. I think we had. We went out the night before, then we had golf in the morning, and then we were on like 2 hours sleep.
Yeah. Hey, no, that was a good pod. I learned a lot about real estate in your guys' world, and like I'm a homeowner, but I'm ashamed to say like I'm that classic homeowner that barely dove into the details. I just knew like I need to own a home that was taught by my family. Like, hey, you don't need to understand everything. This is what you need to come up with money wise. This is what you need to earn. Can you do that? I'm like, yeah. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, here's your mortgage broker friend here, and like she's gonna walk you through the process. And next thing you know, as a homeowner, just by sticking to my guns and coming up with the numbers,
It's powerful,
Yeah, but you guys know all the actual inner workings of the entire
of course,
map of that entire world. Like, it's intimidating for a lot of people. A lot of people don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They just
it's true.
They're just like, someone like you, help me.
You'd be surprised. Like I've met people and they're on their third or fourth home, and no one told them or educated them. They assumed you must go to the listing agent. They didn't know that they can be represented by an agent to shop as a buyer. Yeah. They were going around, driving around, or seeing things online and going to the property and approaching the listing agent.
What you guys do is an art. You know that it's like art, man. Like
it's different each time. Not only is
art, and it's like an actual I think your home art.
I think the art is more kind of like Donald Trump's the art of the deal book that he brought out, because we're dealing with so many different moving parts when it comes to real estate. Because this is not buying a car. You're not going to buy a car and change it 2-3 years. this is a house. People want to stay a decade longer, right? There's a few investors that want to get in and out in a couple of years. But when you're dealing with that big of a purchase, it's managing expectations and it's managing
emotions. That's your castle for your personal empire, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a big deal. Like my parents' house, like is still there. They live in it.
Yeah.
And like I have a personal attachment to it, and so do they. And like I'll go back and be like, hey, this sweet house is like, it fosters so much positive like energy. It's like
memories.
When people are like swapping homes all the time, I'm like, hey, you're making investments, but at the same time, I'm like, where's your castle, man? Like, where do you plant your flag?
Home base.
Where's home base?
Home base,
it's like people don't have that anymore, and I'm like, house sluts.
And I've had a few sellers. I've listed their place, and then the buyer comes along. The price is great. The conditions are great. They're ready to accept. And then at the final hour, they're like, we don't want to accept Shiraz. I said, why not? We looked into this buyer and searched them. And it's a builder. And they're just going to either tear my house down or renovate my whole house and flip it. I said, yeah, but you want to sell your home and you want to sell it for a certain amount. That's all that you should be concerned with. What are you worried about what happens to this product once it's no longer yours? That's like me not selling my car to you because you want to paint it a different color. It's your car now. I shouldn't care if you want to change my black car to a blue car, right?
Interesting point. So
I think it's
too much emotional attachment.
I think it's because of that. That's their home for so long. There's so many memories there, and just their thought of like
but let me ask you this:
getting torn out, right?
Say you had a great grandpa, and he had a watch, and he passed it down the line. Mm-hmm. When it's not yours, you're not going to be like, oh, I don't care what you do with it. It's no longer.
That's different, right? Because that's an heirloom. Yeah, that's a family heirloom passed down. Right?
A home can't be an heirloom, though?
Well, if it is, then they would never contact me. They would never put it for sale. They would hand it down to their children.
Yeah, a lot of those things is situation, right? Based. So maybe it has too many floors. They need something that's a bungalow. They can't go upstairs anymore or downstairs, right?
This one was a divorce.
Oh,
so they had to sell. Yeah. So maybe that had something to do with it as to why they maybe at the final hour the deal got killed.
Yeah, my bad. I wasn't trying to come offensive. I was just
it's with us. No offense.
Like it's like I just know like certain properties. Like I'll give for instance, like my family had properties in Hong Kong that were. It was like the amount of hard fought effort to gain those flats. Like in a time where it was just like super hard to gain one. And then my grandpa was able to gain two and keep like the family over there together in a certain section of Hong Kong. And it was like, man, eventually got sold actually recently, but it was like, there was a lot of raw emotion when the thing got moved out. Cause we're like, holy, like that thing branched a generation out of farming primitively out of like a city into a city, and it like skyrocketed people to get caught up to speed with things. And then, that produced my dad's upbringing, which got him immigrated over here, which produced me. It's like we see that as there's more to it than a material value, And but it is what it is for why it had to get sold. But in the end, like you're right, there was a lot of emotion like attached to it. But sometimes like I even asked my dad, and I'm like, was that necessary to carry so much attachment to it? And he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, this is life, and if you don't put that much energy and your soul into certain things, like then you're kind of dead inside, right?
Yeah.
For something like that. But I don't know. But it's
no, but that's why like this industry, it's not so much managing and handling the product, the home. Yeah. We have to manage and handle emotions, humans and their emotions. That's why it's an art. That's why it's an art, right?
Like everyone can see an asshole salesman from a mile away. You know what I mean? Like it's like you want that guy.
You'd be surprised. We've dealt with some realtors that are like.
I have a list in case y'all, it's not that big of a circle here in town. Yeah. I mean, you think 7,000's a lot?
They do good, but like, they're empty inside, man. Yeah. Some of the richest people are trying to come at them with guns all the time.
They're like Ari Gold from Entourage. Pure salesman, no heart.
I actually think Ari has a lot of soul, I think. He's, because ultimately everything he did was for his wife, right?
For the fam, I guess,
but there's some people who are just like sociopaths, right? Like they look at real estate as a game of never ending. Like it's just what's away from maximize earnings, in a small amount of time, right? Kind of thing. And they'll probably have their toes dipped in 30 other things, like probably NFTs and shit. Those guys.
Yeah, you're right. So it's.
I don't know if I'm right. It's my opinion.
No, but I mean.
But maybe I'm outdated. Maybe I'm outdated. I'm just a small business guy.
No, it's circumstance.
It's all circumstance, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. But touching on what you said about, we're all salespeople in real estate. There's about 7,000, and that's not actually a lot. So I'm sure most agents out there have a list. There's some agents that you don't want to do business with again, and you don't want to cross paths with again, but you will cross paths. That's why I always tell everyone, and I try to make sure I conduct myself the same way, no matter what. Even if someone else is being unreasonable or a little unprofessional or rude, for lack of a better word, you don't want that out there of yourself. You don't want it in writing, in a text, in an email, a phone call. You don't want anyone to say, Shiraz is this, that, and the other, right? You want to have a pleasant experience. I've had very rude agents on the other end, but you just remain calm and collected, and eventually those agents you cross paths with again. Yeah. And it's just, you have to remind them, hey, remember me?
Dude, it's very broad what we're talking about here, because I can tell you guys are good guys. You're trying to make money and give people a good home.
Right.
People, not people. A lot of people that aren't gullible. They can sink into getting sold by someone who's soulless, and next thing you know, they're tricked into this massive investment that they can't get out of, and things like that. It's if I had to buy a home, I'd absolutely contact people like you guys. You have to meet them. People can read energy. You can read dark energy, and well, if they can't, then that's what I mean. Those are the ones getting taken advantage of, right?
Right.
And that's not good.
They're too naive, too trusting, right?
Or who knows? Or maybe
we all
they're not equipped with that sense.
We are all governed, right, by RECA, CREB. So the public is always protected, and the RECA always has the public's best interest. So it's very easy and common for anyone to make a complaint. And they're very quick with fines on realtors and stuff. So they do a good job, in my opinion, of keeping agents in line. I'll give you some examples. During COVID, and this can happen, maybe one extra person than the 3 allowed. There was only 3 people allowed in a property at a time. So if a 4th person came in and someone had cameras in their home, they were making complaints, and that realtor got $1,500 fine. Another realtor got a $1,500 fine for one of their clients using the washroom, right? And the story was pretty big, because she was pregnant. They're looking for a home, and it's you're seeing 3-4 homes.
You're not allowed to use washrooms for those.
Well, it was during COVID, and everyone was extra sensitive. So whoever was in that house, it's don't touch the light switches, don't touch the doorknobs, sanitize, mask.
You're in a museum.
Exactly, right? Yeah. That's. And we were fortunate as agents. During COVID, we were still able to conduct our business. Have to, before doing a showing request, we had to acknowledge that we don't have any symptoms. We have to have the mask, sanitize. But all that stuff was there as you walk into each listing anyways. Any listings I had during that time, there was a Purell, there was masks, there was tissues. It's just what was the norm for a good year.
Weird times, man. Weird times.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's just behind us now.
I think.
Yeah. Well, who knows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it came so quickly, and it was so catastrophic.
Yeah, COVID 2024.
And then it disappeared just as fast too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's on the fence about vaccine or no vaccine.
I mean, it kind of just shows how adaptable people are too.
What do you mean, following?
Well, yeah. I guess in that case, I mean, if it's. But I mean, people adapted to the mandates, and then they completely forgot about them too, right? People in general, I find.
It's funny. I had this comedian on my podcast recently. He basically said when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, that basically ended COVID because no one cared after.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what's funny about that? Someone posted that exact same scene from 30 years prior. Where with a different comedian at the time.
No way. Some other comedian got slapped by some guy whose
said
wife
the same thing to his wife, and he got on stage, did the slap, keep my wife's name out, word for word.
Oh, sick. Which comedian?
I don't know. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, let's find it.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. That's just some kind of like karma thing or whatever.
Or it's like a publicity stunt, right? I mean, for it to be...
That seemed pretty, like, Will Smith is a phenomenal actor, and that whole thing definitely seemed like that wasn't acting, you know? That was that
Well, you
extra
saw
tinge
Chris
of-
Rock's face, right?
Yeah.
Like, look, this is way before Will Smith.
Great tonight. Jeremy, I saw you on the red carpet. Looks like you
When
lost
was this,
500
Aaron?
pounds.
This was way before Will Smith.
Angela, looks like you picked up that bit of weight Jeremy dropped. Could have been a carrot in that dress, but I guess you brought pumpkins back in season tonight. Good thing there's no fairy godmother around you be carting Cinderella off to the ball.
When was this though? The clothing looks pretty 90s-ish.
Oh, what's this? Elijah taking the stage.
Oh, to be fair, that one looks fake.
Hang on, this is a movie.
Wow.
The voice.
Oh, copied an old movie.
Yeah,
That's
it's
from a movie. Yeah.
It's a movie.
Slap the heck out of me.
Yeah.
Ever talk about my wife that way. Relax,
Hang on,
my
that's-
friend. It was just a joke.
This sounds like.
No, dude, hold on. Like, hold on, this got misread. Is that Tracy Morgan?
No.
I said, keep my wife's name out your mouth for you.
Hey, dude, no, dude, that was a spoof, man. That was a spoof.
Oh, this was before, man.
That's a spoof, dude.
Yeah, this.
That's a
Everyone
spoof.
having a good time still? Nice. Man, everyone really does look great tonight.
Okay, I don't know.
Jeremy,
Yeah,
like,
it
that's a
seems
spoof.
like- yeah.
That's a spoof.
But this was before that
That's what I'm saying. So either Will Smith spoofed that, but that was not like a legit occurrence. That was
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
spoof.
that's from a movie, right?
Yeah.
What Larry said in the heading. Anyway, whatever.
But yeah, I mean, it's I just want to see some of your... Yeah, this is the comedian you had on?
Yeah, no views now. So.
Well, let's give it a view.
Welcome to Kaks Bar and Podcast, Canada's first podcast bar.
That's the
What that
intro.
means
About
is you can
15,
come here for
50
food,
seconds.
come here for drinks. You
Go
can
to the
also
middle
come
or
here
something.
for a podcast.
I want to see it.
Come on down. We're located in downtown Calgary, Alberta, in the Beltline area. See you soon.
That's me.
Cass.
And we're rolling.
Yeah, I like the double angles, right?
Yeah.
Insane. Comedian.
I like that Rolls Royce headliner behind you.
Laughs, Kaks Comedy Show.
That looks like you
That's
know,
just the lights in the bar. I don't know. One's a webcam, the other one's an iPhone. That's why the lighting's all different. But
I've honestly just connected with
Looks
this guy
cool on the
online
right.
comment. He's a big MMA
this
guy.
guy's hilarious.
He's also just
Shout out to
on
Sear.
reviews and things like that.
Calgary?
it's a pleasure for me. I'm looking forward to it.
No, he's from Afghanistan.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Afghanistan. But he's a comedian now, and he just got the call up for Just for Laughs.
nice.
Yeah, he's
That's a
blowing
big
up.
deal.
Yeah, he's hilarious, man. He had me crying laughing up.
Yeah, no.
Nice. I have to watch that one.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's my favorite
Hour
podcast.
long?
Yeah. Like we end up talking about MMA though half the time, so like that's why I even said like I was
Yeah,
trying to bring him on to talk
comedy,
about comedy
MMA.
You look
and the state of the world. Yeah.
Sometimes I almost fall asleep.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of connections to the whole issues down in that area of the world.
Yeah,
So we talk a lot off air, and like I connect like super tight with the guy, and like super funny guy, and just super clever, super smart.
Do you
He's
remember
gonna blow up hard?
a joke that you really liked that he's told you, or
Which one?
no? From his episode, he said he had you laughing. Do you remember a joke that he told you?
It was a premise, but he didn't tell on this one. He it's his bit. His whole bit was immigrant life bit. It's no different than like Russell Peters dropping just his most clever observation. But I don't want to give his whole bit away. So,
Yeah.
but it involves Uber drivers and commenting on hockey teams and stuff. But I don't know, like his. I love to see his comedy. Like even like my fiance was sitting there and she was like she's man, it's like this whole lineup seems like douchey dudes or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know, babe, if you feel that way, I'm gonna stay put and enjoy myself. But towards the end, she was like doing this, like he's like slapping the table and shit.
Yeah.
She's even like after like I can't believe he was that funny, I didn't realize that, and I was trying to explain to her, I was like, look, comedy's not just like, oh, I got a joke for you and you fucking tell a joke. It's like it's like timing. eye contact, pauses, mic technique, gestures, nervous energy. People can read into that, you know, like, because the crowd is nervous for you as well. So you got to come in like hyper confident. Yeah. You know, it's like, and hyper confident can only come from like 1,000 repetitions. Like you did it so much now, you can do it with your eyes closed. Your emotions have this pace to it that has no like higher vibration of a nervous energy, and he has it all, man. Like this year's gonna blow up, and I'm gonna be like, he was on my podcast, guys. Sweet. You know, so yeah. Like super funny dude. Shout out.
Yeah, well look out for him. Just for Laughs. I've been to Just for Laughs in Montreal. It's a big deal.
Dude, that's like an OG comedy staple.
It's Canadian. It's Canada's biggest one.
Yeah. Okay, and
I think so.
It was before the internet.
Yeah.
So these guys have been scoping out comedy long before the internet. So it's like fuck, I sound old when I say it like that. You know?
Yeah, I'm older than you.
Oh shit. Where were we going with this? Anyway, I
just wanted to know what the most memorable bit was that he had you laughing on the show.
Yeah, but I can't reveal that. It's like really a magician's trick. You got to come to the show.
Exactly.
So
how many comedians do you guys usually have on when you?
So on Thursday nights, it's like it can range from 10 to minimum 5 to as high as 13. Because so the show producer Kaylin, shout out Kaylin at Slayville. He will set up so there's a feature. A headliner, a feature, but underneath he ranges it. There's sometimes some open micers. You'll get someone going on up there, and they're like nervous as fuck, and you can feel that. And but they've all pulled through. I've only had 3 comedians that I had to like tell Kaylin, I'm like, no, or no for now or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and then we I haven't been doing them for a while now, but there's a Laughs at Kaks comedy podcast that happens after the shows. We'll bring in comedians that perform there, and we'll group them together and just review the night for 15 minutes. Haven't been able to do that as much lately. Apologies for that, but I plan to do them again.
That seems pretty fun. After the end of the show, everyone's
I love Thursdays. Thursdays is the best day of the week for me. You know?
Sweet.
Yeah, I could just hang out with comedians and just manage the floor, bartend, make content.
So when people come in, and I see a lot of times, the few times I've been in there, and I've seen this, where there's some individuals in there. Are they always booking? Or if there's no bookings, are you just shooting and saying, let's shoot an episode?
You can rent the studio out. It's on our website, kaksbarpodcast.com. It's $1 a minute. So if you film an hour, is $60. Film 2 hours, $120. The reason why the price is that efficient is because it's one camera angle. Like, we pull no punches. We're like, look, it's like, why do you go to a restaurant? You can cook at home. Why do you come to Kaks Bar and Podcast? If you want to film a podcast, you can get high-end cameras and stuff, which eventually we will. But I set it up very basically so people can come and have drinks and just shoot the shit, like off the cuff.
Right.
And from there, I drop off the audio and video to you. Like, you do whatever you want with it. Like, I literally delete it after 30 days, so I don't have access to it anymore. I'm not going to edit it and, mess with your pods,
Right.
Like we've had a variety. We've had over 50 different podcasts shoot out of there now. And at night sometimes, if I'm available and no one booked through the website, someone might come up to the bar and be like, hey, I want to film a podcast. So if I'm available, the equipment's all there, then I'll be like, hey, I set up, and they just spontaneously film a podcast and I drop it off to them. Almost all of those though, the guests are very drunk. And I'm literally like, hey, you probably shouldn't post this. Tell them after. And, and usually the next morning they send me hey man, had a great time. I don't think I'm going to proceed with posting this.
Keep it for yourself.
Yeah, keep it for yourself. But we've had companies do team building events there now, and again, that one keeps backfiring because you would have the boss or the supervisor come in, start the podcast, and then for whatever reasons they have to take off, and then the employees are wasted and they're just talking crap with the supervisor.
But I think that's what's so interesting, because we all know this to be truth serum in a sense, right? It's you're not shy anymore, having a little alcohol, right?
Unfiltered.
People are unfiltered. So I imagine you get really good content.
I've heard some crazy stuff, I had a girl come on and film some basically OnlyFans related podcast stuff. Anyway, I don't know what she did with the content after. But, it's just the room's available, and, we don't censor anyone, because once you book the room, that's your content. Kaks Bar and Podcast is not liable. So it's like you can say whatever you want because I'm not posting it on my any of my platforms. I'm giving it to you. And with a guest film, we drop the curtains so it's a black backdrop so you can do your own branding. You know,
Nice.
so it's all set up for you there. You know, and it's not rocket science. You know, so it's But as we get better equipment, we're probably gonna have to up the price. You know, and the end game obviously is so that. It's a small business right now, under year 1, but as we go to year 2, 3, like the whole goal is like we have the podcast set up, massive production value. It's probably more expensive at that point because it's worth it.
Yeah.
And from there, we can probably make videos for you, chop it, do all the work. You just got to show up and express your mind.
Right. Yeah. Show up. You're just the star, right?
Show up, just say the thing you want to say, but at the same time, Canada's entire free speech law seem to be like being crushed. So I don't even know how far this thing will go, but either way I'm doing it until the wheels fall off,
I think it's the future. I mean, the podcast has become so like popular and in demand. So I don't foresee it being kind of
podcast should be like everyone's Instagram page. Everyone should have a podcast. Right? Everyone should be doing it weekly about whatever, so everyone can tune in and actually get a feel for each other's views and personalities and whatnot. Because even when you go on someone's Instagram, half the time you're like scrolling through it and it's like, this is bullshit. Like this is obviously like a caricature of what you're really about.
Yeah.
And like, why don't you do a podcast? Let's see how you actually respond to things, and then people can pick up on your body language, your naturalness. That's why this helps as well. It keeps you natural. It's like
bubbly.
yeah, that helps. And from there, it's like you just express what you really think and feel with the right amount. Obviously, like I said, a lot of people that have been doing it, they're wasted, and I'm just I'm okay. Like
I've seen a few episodes, and you know what's cool when you're in there? A lot of times, previously recorded episodes are playing. As you're hanging out
in the bar,
too,
that's pretty funny.
So that's cool too.
That was the comical part. So people are like, oh, it's a podcast. And I put on like the subtitles. They're reading it. They're like, what?
Oh man, like I just can only imagine the amount of like clickbait or viral content you have.
I had this group of girls come in, and I'm not gonna elaborate too further. I don't wanna like. So they came in. They were having a great time.
Don't tell me it's the Magic Johnson one.
Magic what? Anyway, but they had a great time. They came in. We had a great podcast, and when I mean great, I just meant like this is how you actually think. This is how you actually think.
Yeah.
They said all sorts of funny shit, like great one-liners, and like they were just being themselves. So we ended up posting the pod. It got some love, and then we had some clips. Got a lot of love, and what they said was super funny. And but. Man, like 4 months later, I get this message, like not to name who, but it's like, oh man, I feel like for the future of my career, this is going to be detrimental or whatever. But I'm like, man, I hate how society now has this whole like, oh man, we're all professional. It's like, you realize we're all human after we leave the office.
I think it should be taken the other way. It's like when employers are like, well, I looked at this potential new employee's social media and there's a bunch of videos, clips of this person partying. It's like, well, that should be great. It's like this person was wasted till 4 a.m. and they were here at 8 a.m. That's commitment.
Hey man, that's what I said.
That's sales,
Well, not just sound like like I don't have kids, but if I was a dad, I'm like these people, the ones I'm bringing the example of, like there's athletes and students, like they have things going on. I just hate how we have to put this whole veil on and pretend like you're not this like person. Like we all know it's a facade.
Right.
We don't know it's a facade. At the end of the day, like every realtor I meet too, like a lot of realtors that I meet who are like super well dressed, I'm like an hour to get ready every day, to look the way you look, I'm like I almost would trust a realtor who came in flip flops,
It's give and take. It's like it is almost like a uniform. I do try to, or we should be trying to.
Dude, Ron, you guys are great.
No, but I'm saying I knew my boy was on today, so everyone knows. Like it's rare that I'm gonna be on the show in a hoodie, but it's because this is one of my oldest friends.
More
so
casual podcast.
It's casual, right?
Yeah,
But as far as the dress goes, it's give or take. But it is almost like a uniform. Like I've had times where it's gone both ways, where someone's seen me and I'm just finished playing ball and I'm going to get something from the store on the way home.
Holy shit.
Played last night too. those that were there last night know
like
what's
a
up.
little Muggsy Bogues, man.
So-
it's nuts, man. Like,
So anyways,
he's good.
you go to get something at the store and then you run into a client, which I did. And then
So how do you feel
they're
about
with
that?
someone I don't know. So they say, "Oh, Shiraz, this is my real estate agent." And then that person who I don't know is kind of like looking at me like, "That's your real estate agent?" And then it goes the other way where you are dressed up and people ask what you do. Right?
Yeah.
They open up like, "What are you? Are you real estate? Are you in sales? Are you a lawyer?" Like when you're wearing a suit, people already have that perception. So, not the initial reaction, but what is it?
I don't think it should be taken away. Like, the suit is amazing. I would rather buy a house from someone wearing a suit than someone wearing sweatpants. But I'm just saying, like, if the interaction doesn't seem like this is the way I
Genuine?
would generally say I don't know you, Shiraz and Sam. You guys came to me like, hey, let's buy a home. You guys are looking good. I would hope to God it's not this like, Shawn, like super handshake, like over the top, like like accommodating, pleasantries. Like, it's just be more like, hey, I'm one of you. I know you're trying to buy a home. Like, this is what I do. I put my time into the stats. I understand how this works. You probably don't have time to put your, it's like a podcast. Everyone can film a podcast, it's like, but we understand how you do it all the time. It's like, just come in and be genuine. So it has to have that nice little, like, I like it when I see someone has a little bit of a coffee stain on their shirt or like a little cat hair on their blazer, like
for me,
like a psychopathic robot.
No,
like,
for me, it's like,
I'll buy my home from you. Like
for me, it's like when they meet me and I'm meeting them for the first or few times, it is like that, right? A lot of times they'll bring people they trust with them, a parent, an uncle, an older sibling. So you want to portray that professionalism. But once there's a comfort level for you and your client, then I do go jeans and runners, right?
Yeah.
When you're doing showings and you're in 7 houses in like an hour and a half, you don't want to be tying and taking off your boots and stuff. You want to be able to slip on and off, right?
Yeah.
So, and you want to be a little comfortable. So for me, it's like breaking down that barrier and knowing that we're both comfortable with each other is the only times where I do.
Oh, hey, by the way,
that.
I got a little beef to pick with you. Like your podcast guest session over at that beautiful home you just sold. Like, you literally wrote to me like, "Hey man, dress however you want. Like, I don't care if you come in ball shorts." So I literally rolled in a hoodie and a hat. So everyone has suits and ties, man. Like,
No,
I was like,
the suits and tie. I didn't have a tie. There's only one guy
you
that had
had
a tie.
blazer and you look great.
But that's
You look
because
great.
we had to do that.
Like, I wasn't that mad, but I was a bit like, man, I stand out. I look like the guy who's gonna rob this place that I
No,
walked in.
Bernardo was there, tats out, like.
Bernardo.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a
Let's
pretty
go.
guy.
Yeah, there's a couple tattooed guys, but they look good. They like, I literally rolled out of work, like I'm hauling kegs and stuff, right? That's why I had on a hoodie. But anyway, all good. Like, in the end, I was like, this is fun.
I hope you showed up in your shorts.
I
like,
stood out like so bad.
No,
I
you
was like-
didn't.
I was like, man, didn't realize we're going.
No, he says that, but he's very. I think he's wrong. Like, if you look at the website, there's a website
I'm
of
just joking,
photos.
yeah, I'm just joking.
No, I know, but there's a website of photos.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
the
The only
event.
guy with a hoodie and hat. Everyone's like, dude, I own 2 dress shirts. I could
They're
have
like,
one of them.
anyone looks at it like, that's the real guy. Everyone else is like a mortgage broker. That's kind of what it was.
Hey, great environment though. That guy had a good time. That was
it was
solid.
definitely a good crew of people. About 30 people turned out, I believe.
Oh no, it was so nice.
Yeah.
Good speech. Good, great energy. I had a good time. I definitely felt underdressed though. But I was like, Shiraz, you did me dirty.
No, I'm really glad you came to meet everyone there, and a few people remembered. Like, oh, I spent some time. I talked to Shawn. Paul was really cool.
Yeah.
He was
like
talking
Paul,
to you quite a bit.
Yeah.
He's on the show.
He knows his stuff. Very like encyclopedia of knowledge.
Yeah, Paul's been trading in finance world for a long, long time. Yeah, so I'm glad he came out too. Paul was really funny. He's like, so you gave me the address for the event. So there's a Google image of the address, and it still shows the previous. Like, it's just a bunch of trees, and he's like, "Where's Shiraz having this event?" He's like, "It's really gone downhill."
That house stood out so well.
I'll show it to you. When you punch it in, like, I think this comes up. I think if you go, see?
Oh, there we go, yeah.
So when you look at it and you punch it in, it's like, this is where Shiraz is getting me to come.
Hey, these are nice houses, man. Like, come on, these are older houses, but they're Nice.
I believe it's that one.
It's this one.
Oh, it's that one with the fence around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but got like hyper renovated.
No, but I mean, when I give this as the address for my event, people see this. They're like, "Oh, this is where trash warnings."
Condemned property.
That house, man, was so nice, but like
I just can't believe that this is what it was.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
I can from seeing the other houses.
No, but like
I
that,
just
that's
mean,
what it was, right? And it's crazy to think that.
I just mean like what is like what's the motivation for that homeowner to like hyper renovate this, like the new one?
It's not a homeowner, right? This is the builder that was there at the event. He purchased this lot. As you see, there was fencing around it.
Yeah.
So this is what we call like a distressed property. Either it's a foreclosed property where it was seized by the city or the mortgage company. This, in fact, was an estate sale.
Yeah.
And actually, the home actually had a fire as well. So there's not a single stone left of this original home. Everything got taken away and an entire brand new home. That's why there's a new home warranty. It's not a renovation. It's a new build.
Are they gonna like try to buy out that whole lot? You know, because it stands out. Like that home there now is so nice, but everything around it is nice, but not as modern. You know,
Yeah, so this
it's,
one.
It's like you're wearing sweatpants, but you have on like alligator.
So this one got renovated.
Yeah.
The one next to it is completely redone, and then this is the one where ours is now, and all these are in decent shape. But you're right. On this in this little cul-de-sac, it is the only.
Still great neighborhood, by the way.
Yeah, it is the
great.
only new build there for sure.
It's so new though. It like looks futuristic almost. You know, like
It's a big house.
yeah. No, it's a great house.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's popped so huge now that I don't know. I would imagine you would try to like buy out the rest of that cul-de-sac and make it up to snuff.
Yeah.
Well, there is two lots a few blocks away, Kelwood Drive, that the same builder has.
Yeah.
And gonna build the same product.
So it's a long game.
Yeah, the builder has his feet in this area. So this is one of 3 projects specifically in this community.
Staircases, like that was so sick when I looked at that, man.
Yeah, from the basement above you can see staircase.
Well, when I walked in, I was just like, man, this is posh.
Yeah, it's a nice place. Good place to have an event, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so good, so good, so good. Great place to let someone know to come with a shirt and tie.
It's casual, man. It was casual.
Yeah.
The only person that needed to wear it was me and Sebastian. Because it was just guest appreciation for everyone that came.
I had a great time. You guys threw on a great event.
I would have been in hoodie and jeans, but because my name and for sale sign was on the front lawn and the builder was going to be there, you have to show some professionalism too, right?
True.
But everyone else, I told everyone, there is no. It's just very casual. Just show up. We just want to say thank you. I just really wanted everyone that's been on the show just to be in one room and meet each other. That was it. Because I met so many people through the show that I wanted all those same people to meet each other as well. There's people that I had already met and thought I knew, but I got to know so much more about them from them being here. I was like, you're a signed artist?
Great chance to reconnect as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was a good turnout.
Yeah, overall, great event. Thanks for inviting me. I had a blast.
Yeah, we'll be at, definitely come by for you. I want to come by for sure for the next comedy one at the Kaks.
Feb 22nd.
Yeah.
Feb 22nd. That'll be on,
After the podcast, I guess. Yeah.
So Shawn, obviously you've been in Calgary just as long as I've been here.
Born and raised.
Yeah. So if there's one thing you could change about Calgary, what would it be? And what's the one thing you love about Calgary?
Oh man, I've traveled a bunch, and Calgary's still the identity of this province. Anyway, it's beautiful. Like people are nice here. Like they're actually like majority. I would say majority. Say we had to like do a broad percentage. I would say a high 80% of Calgarians are good people. They're not trying to fuck you over.
Right.
Like they're like they would give you a shirt off their back if they can. And even if they can't, they would think about like parts of the world that I've traveled. It's just not like that. And that's something because I've had people ask, why don't you move, or think about this, and I'm like, man, I don't know. The soul is still here.
Yeah.
Sorry, the second question was something I don't like about Calgary.
Yeah. So no, not that you don't like, but if there's one thing you could change, what would it be?
That piggybacks off of my last comment. It's like I feel like the soul is being drained out of it though right now, like due to like higher level political moves done. That it's like you took an innocent child that's good-hearted, that just wants to play his sports and do well in school, and married the first girl that's doing the same thing and raised 7 kids. It's like you're taking that beautiful child, now you're like messing him up when like you're making him all like pessimistic with like, you know, because when I look around now, I'm like what's going on? It's like this beautiful painting, and he took a bucket of shit, and fucking, you know, like threw it on, and you know, it's like wow, this
is art.
You can still see it behind, but you know, the whole thing's ruined. It's like I feel like you know, it's like the entire political system has done that to Alberta, and it pains me because I know what it is about, and like I used to work in oil and gas, like I know that we have good reclamation processes, it's all a lie. Like we have a beautiful economic system, like from the heart, and it produces value to the world. But it's all been convoluted now with a lot of this political narrative that makes us look like we're like this like extremely uncaring province that only cares about money at the cost of destroying the environment. And it's like it's not true, you know. But this narrative now has done like so much damage, and because people are good-hearted here, they don't speak up. And now we're like taking this like, you know, this backhand to the back of our heads every day. And like, it does suck sometimes because I feel like it's like, man, like the soul in it is getting drained out. And I worry that it's going to get drained out completely. And then, and it won't make a comeback, like, you know. So, but I think it can, but it requires a lot more like fighting spirit from the people here mixed in with just fighting back against all the bullshit that's been placed on our province.
Here.
Okay, in-depth answer, yeah. But he still loves Calgary, even though there's shit on it. But he still loves it.
Well, what he meant by that was like something he loves is behind that.
Yeah,
right? You know, but there's been, it's getting tainted a little bit, right?
Yeah, tainted. Yeah. No, but I'll probably live and die here. You know, I'll always travel, but I think
this is home base, right?
I think so. Like unless it loses its own will to fight, then. Yeah. But by then, I don't even blame it. I'm like, you've taken enough.
Yeah,
you've taken enough.
You can only take so much.
You've taken enough. Like rest easy now.
Rest easy now.
Like, where do we go now? Like, I don't know.
Down south of the equator is where you go.
South of the equator.
Try to get us on a spaceship and get out of here, man.
Elon's working on it.
Take me with you, Elon.
I had a few people pay money, and remember when he first sent something and you got to put your name on it, and it was like he sent something to Mars, so the first time he did, I had someone pay to have their name as part of like...
I think, it's a space,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can comment on that, but anyway.
No comment on it, man. No holds barred.
I don't want to. We'll go off air for that one.
The people want to know.
No?
He said no.
Seems fishy. That's all I can say. It's fishy.
Well, what's fishy? What's fishy to me is, you know, moon landing. Only one.
Oh man, dude, do you want
there
to
was
pull
more?
off YouTube?
You're telling me there's more?
Wasn't there like 11 people that went to the moon or something?
11 people went to the moon?
Okay, I don't know, guys. Like, hold on. This is where it segues into. Do we think the first time in the 60s that was a real moon landing or whatever?
What's funny is that I lose reception today if I'm driving on 14th Street.
So some guys playing golf up there, but they brought proper
but remember, the president was on the phone, on a landline with them.
Even worse. I don't remember that one. I'm just thinking like, okay, the amount of like careful technical issue to produce our humble podcast.
Right.
You're telling me they carefully placed that on a rocket with no issues, and you got one guy playing fucking golf up there, like, you know, like all of a sudden, you know, your own old TV, you gotta like hit it so it works. And then
I remember those TVs.
That's a perfect imagery. I mean, like just using some common sense, like, and the fact that, you know, we all gloss over that, you know, it's the whole thing's kind of fucked up like all the time, and I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to comment too much on that. And, you know, I'm not an astronaut, but
neither are we. But we're entitled to our opinion.
We're entitled to our opinion. You know, it's just a lot of things it's just very simply just doesn't add up at all.
Look, I don't think the moon is real at all.
Listen, to me, it's like if they've gone and how arrogant America is, they should be going many times after that. There should be a friggin' McDonald's up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way they are. Right?
Yeah,
The way they are.
I'll tell you a funny story off air, but
like you think they just like if they made it there in the '60s, like they should be going all the time, right? There should be more footage, right?
I don't know, or unless we're in like, you guys watch movies? You guys are into movies? You guys watch like Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the Avengers storyline, you know, like literally you got like cosmic travel, you got like literally fighting the Infinity fucking Gauntlet and shit. But then, you go back to the Spider-Man movie and everyone's still going to school, all like, oh my God, this trigonometry test is fucking me over. It's like, dude, like sometimes I feel like that just is us, you know, like most people are at the level of understanding that they can have, including myself, like, so like when something's way beyond their capabilities to even begin to understand, they're just trapped backwards into like their day-to-day routine because otherwise you can't function, you know. And it's like I feel like that's just what most of us are stuck at. But enough like details now are being laid out that it's like everything we do is pretty ridiculous, nonsensical. You know, it's like it doesn't have to be this way, and
I agree.
It just is because we're all trapped into
The Matrix.
This horse shit merry-go-round bullshit. You know,
The Matrix.
Yeah, well, even the Matrix isn't a Matrix.
I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole for sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But,
like,
I love talking with you, man. I love these conversations.
Yeah, I've been out there.
And you're like, oh, off air, but who cares, man? Let's talk. I'm not.
I was off air. For getting sued. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. Hey guys, but oh shit, we're 56 minutes. Okay. Hey guys, but like straight up, I want to hear more about the origins of this show. Like, you know, I know we touched on it.
Yeah,
last time,
you asked us. Yeah, you asked us at the.
How did you guys connect? Like, how did you bring this to Cash and Homes to be like, hey, I'm going to do a podcast? You know, like how did that come about? You know, because as a content creator, I know like I basically had to go out on my own to start making it happen. But how did you guys like? How did you guys set this up? How did you guys meet? Where did the idea come from?
So how it started is we all were new agents at the Green Group. So Sebastian, Zach, and we all worked together on the same team. So as we were all pushed to have social media presence, we didn't want to, or I didn't want us to just be in front of houses like this and come here, 4 beds, 3 baths, 800,000, right?
Like that dude that wears that hat.
Everyone's doing that, right? Yeah. So I just thought this would be a great way not only for us to stay sharp and up to date on what's happening week in and week out in real estate, and then we can also meet very interesting and cool people from our local Calgary YYC, and then that once a week episode can be made into so much content. So that was the idea, philosophy behind me starting the podcast, and I always loved podcasts.
And that it would be fun.
Like I always loved podcasts,
fun,
right?
Yeah.
So I listened to them all the time. I always loved them. I always wanted to do one. And I was like, how the heck am I going to start one on my own? What's it going to be about? It's just me. It was very back in my mind, but then I became really close friends with Zach and Sebastian. And so the 3 of us had a meeting. I called a meeting, and they were like, what the heck's this meeting about? So I called a meeting, and we just started brainstorming, and I still have that notepad where we all came up with ideas and names and like, what we're going to call
magical, though? Like, think about it. Like, we could have had the same conversation. Sorry, your bubble, bro. Yeah, it's like we could have this conversation in a bar, but it's different. When you put the mic in there, it's different. We're dialed in.
Right.
I'm extra listening to what you have to say. Like, because I'm sitting there, I want to be polite. And also, I'm like, we're not in a bar. Like, we're this enclosed. I think people talking in front of a mic, there's something to it.
Right.
Like, you want to get a real, you want a divorced couple to be like, oh, I hate Jerry because he fucking did this, and it's like, well, fucking Kimberly's a slut or whatever. It's like it's like, okay, let's mediate this in front of a podcast. Like, you're gonna see them like actually like correct their narrative in their brain and articulate it way more efficiently than had it been in the lawyer's office with no cameras. Like, when you film a conversation, I swear it genuates.
It levels it up, I think.
Genuates, is that even a word? Yeah. Anyway,
it allows us to be fully engaged. We're not looking at our phones or no other distractions, just this now.
It's dialed in, especially other people might see it. Like, it's the perfect middle ground between public speaking and actually giving each person who's talking like a proper the mic, if you will.
It's like the respecting. You're actually listening.
You have to.
You're not listening to respond. You're like actually hearing the person.
Exactly, because if you're just listening so you can prepare for what you have to say, the audience is gonna be like, that motherfucker didn't even listen to what Shawn has to say. You know, it's like
just waiting to say like go Flames.
Go Flames. Yeah, but I like, haven't you guys discovered this is like actually magic? Everyone should do this. Like, if you have an important conversation, you should put it into a podcast.
I agree. This is why, like, even some builders that I've had on, I was like, they never even thought about it, right? These are blue collar construction guys. They're day in, day out.
Because the stuff they fucking talk around eating sandwiches is probably like so like crude.
Yeah.
But it corrects your thinking. Man. Like my thinking is like.
I mean, it makes people feel human too. I mean, like builders who are building multi-million-dollar homes, then you sit down with them, have a conversation. It's like people, right? They got their whole lives, or they're doing
especially this. Then they put their better foot forward.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know.
They're not gonna be like fucking electricians on this job.
I'm gonna use all my money on coke tonight. Like it's like they're not gonna fucking say that.
I've never met a builder like that yet. But they're out there. Just look up White Rock Homes.
Homes built on a Friday.
Homes built on a Friday.
Hurry up, get it done. Oh, sorry. Get it up. It's good. Let's go.
It's good.
Gotta do the inspection. Come on, we gotta go to the bar. Okay, it's good. They all like, What was that one home in that one part of the city? My buddy bought a condo in it and he sold it, and the entire condo project had to it got like it just crumbled. Like literally the building crumbled on itself.
I know which one you're talking about. I had someone living in there and got kicked out. It was in Kensington.
There was another one. It's not Kensington. It's near Sage Hill. It's near Sage Hill in the southwest.
No, Sage Hill's northwest.
Northwest, my bad. But it's my buddy had a condo there. He was like, it was built, he moved in, we all celebrated, we had some parties there. But like things just started falling left, right, and center. And then literally it was in the paper. I forget, but we can look it up off air. But
we'll look it up now.
Okay. Yeah, just look it up. Like literally the entire condo the condo complex had to be
demolished?
Discarded, yeah. Like it wasn't like, so whoever did the coding, and it might have been Cardell Homes, guys. But
it's torn down,
demolished.
It was in the paper because like all the tenants were hyper like experiencing issues left, right, and center. It's not okay. Pardon me if I said Cardell. Maybe that was wrong. What was that neighborhood? Guys, it's near
See, I know this Kensington one. This is what I thought you were talking about.
But no, it was in the northwest. Man, we should call them up after here. It's in the northwest. It was in the paper. I remember it was the whole thing. And my buddy was like, "Man, I'm so glad like I like got out of my place."
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing's coming up for Northwest. Just that Kensington one that I remember.
When I find it was in the paper. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But that's so crazy. Like you would think there's so many rules in place, so many safety nets in place with, all the different types of inspections after foundations poured, after electrical goes through, after plumbing, HVAC. Yeah. There's many inspections before they put insulation drywall and finish it. So how
the White Rock Homes guys probably.
Was it Friday Home Builders?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'll investigate off here. I know what I'm talking about. It's just unfortunately I can't recall off my.
They probably don't want it in public size anyway.
It was in the news. It was in the
news. How many stories was it?
It was like a full-blown condo complex.
Like multiple buildings.
Oh yeah, it's like they're all wooden. It's near is it near Hidden Valley? Does that ring a bell? Like it's because there's Bennington Boulevard goes behind. Hidden Valley's here. It's the neighborhood right after. That's where he moved into. But the whole thing had to get basically, I don't even know what the term is called, but
condemned.
It wasn't a functioning complex. It was from the foundation up was just faulty and built like shit. And it was all over the news. This was probably 7 years ago.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Nothing like cutting corners, huh?
But that's basically what it was. Like extreme cutting corners to the point where like it cost the homeowners. But you know, I remember my one buddy was like, it was literally like weird little details. Like the floor was just not sitting at angle, like by a slight, and he could notice it because he's putting up all his shelves, and it was just like, what the fuck's going on here? And then next, you know, like it was the plumbing was just like shot. It was, you know, like constantly too much pressure in the water, too little pressure in the water. It was like, and then, you know, and then it got investigated. It was in the news. Man, when we get off air, I'll with this deep dude.
I'm just wondering, like, no one buys a condo without a condo document review. So all of this stuff should have come up, like if there's an engineering report, if there's issues of stuff, right? So it's really surprising, like it's really rare that something like that has to happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably try to drive by that area next time I'm up in that area. Yeah, okay, that was what I'm talking about. This lot right here. Like,
no sweat. We'll look into it. But just for everyone out there, like you get a condo doc review, kind of like an inspection. But some people even want to go the extra step and actually pay a home inspector to inspect their condo as well. So I'm really surprised when things like that happen, because that Kensington one was like, you still see it come up, right? It was like
so what I'm talking about happened in Kensington as well.
Yeah, what you're talking about happened, but that's not hitting the news.
Yeah. Okay, interesting.
We kept it under wraps, maybe.
Yeah.
Buy more from us.
Oh, we went bankrupt. Oops, I know.
Yeah. I don't know, like, what was up with that one, was also in the news, that one mega builder in Ontario, they're in bankruptcy now because they had
What'd they have?
Well, they're just in bankruptcy. Apparently, they had like a lot of properties that were. Let me look this up. So I don't sound like a fucking fool.
No, that they were not like inhabitable.
Yeah. But with like bigger buildings, they have to be checked like structurally every like 4 years, I believe. 4 to 7 years.
Yeah, there's inspections. There's
exterior,
upkeep,
interior inspections. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. All that's part of a condo doc review.
Yeah.
Right? Bear with me or cut this part.
Oh, it's nice.
Nice photo, YYC.
Yeah.
Man, I miss summer.
Man, I was riding one of those electric scooters down that path close to the Peace Bridge. And
this one here?
Yeah, right there. And I thought, my phone was ringing. I was like, I can answer this, right? Driving the scooter.
Oh no!
The second I picked it up, I was like, I should slow down, but it made me yank on the wheel, and I flipped over it, right?
Pendejo!
My nephew was riding one behind me, and he like came around. He's like, "You okay?" But I was like, I tried to play it cool. I did like a dive roll, got back up. I was still on the phone. He's like, "I'll talk to you later." I'm like bleeding.
Yeah, stupid.
I've hurt myself so many times on those scooters.
Where did we rank?
In
the top 10 of the most affordable cities.
Shouldn't.
Toronto finished 83rd.
Wow. Oh, let's see. 2020 rating placed them 29th. That was in 2020.
No, but it says right here, top 10.
Calgary rank. Let's see. Right there on the top.
Ranked 10th out of 92 cities, sorry. So we were number 10.
Out of 92 cities.
Yeah.
See, that kind of sucks when I'm diving into your guys' world and I'm nowhere near as versed. But it was just what I caught in the news.
It's good. It gives us perspective. You know, different viewpoints.
But I look stupid right now.
No, not at all. Cut.
Yeah, cut.
Okay.
So how's your experience been? Like, is there any crazy stories you guys ever had to like get someone booted out of your bar? Is it all because everyone seems really cool and calm and chill that comes in there. Yeah. It's a really nice vibe in there. So I wouldn't expect you guys would have to be like, we need to get security to get this guy out of here or something, right? Is there anything like that ever happened?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. No, that's happened. It's a bar, unfortunately. No, but it is safe. It is safe for families and people. Like, you know, I would say, you know, unfortunately, it's just like every other bar. It's that past midnight area. You know, like there could be just like weird people coming in, and it's unfortunate what it is. But again, it goes back to my little rant earlier. I'm like, there's obviously an uptick in homeless and like people with mental health issues and things of that nature. You know, it's like You know, like, but overall, I would say the bar is great. It is, you know. And but you know, it's like any other bar. Like our liquor license allows minors. You can bring kids in. You know, we do make sure after 8 to 9, that rough period there, that, you know, like, we filter them out, because afterwards, you know, the bar can get clubby sometimes, as well as, you know, we have, you know, DJs and things like that. But this was some crazy stories. You know, I'm not gonna lie. You know, but it's not a deterrent. You know, because it happens after midnight. So yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, because I wouldn't imagine that at your spot, because it's just so. Once anyone that's listening and watching like goes, you'll know what I mean. It's such a nice, chill vibe and atmosphere. I remember when we were on your podcast, you were asking, well, I have everyone tagging my walls, but what's the landlord going to say? I said, they can't say anything. I said, they can only say something and have the right to say something when you're not renewing your lease and you're ready to leave. Then they can ask you, and all you do is you pay over it.
That's right.
No, seriously, that's what and it's very common, actually. Like, there's a few establishments in town that do have that. They have some walls where people can just put their name, right?
Yeah. So right here is it's 3 landlords amongst the largest real estate holders in Ontario owe 144 million under bankruptcy protection documents. Here's this right here.
Wow.
That's the one I was reading. When I was getting the particulars, I was like,
for Ontario, right?
Yeah, it was like a wacky situation. So over 200 rental units sitting empty. So I don't know. Maybe some kind of like a deal gone wrong kind of shit or something like that.
Well, I mean, this is an industry not without risk. That's for sure.
Every industry has a risk, though.
Yeah.
Think about it, but
Okay. I mean, anybody who's been in real estate for the last 2 years, since everything's been going up here in Calgary, has been pretty fortunate as far as selling goes. But there's always risk.
Oh, sick.
Split skis. You opened up Pandora's box.
Yeah. Just go to Kaks after. Like,
we should. This guy was. Everyone's scared because I've been like, no one thought I could ever stop.
Yeah.
And then I stopped cold turkey like Jan 1.
I knew you could stop.
And this is my first one of this year. First sip of the year, and it feels great.
Yeah, it does, right? Yeah, no, cheers.
Can't say no.
I trust you guys will just chop it to make it make sense.
Yes. Oh yeah, don't sweat it. Ooh, a nice IPA.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, Seb, sorry, so why'd you take a dry February or whatever?
Just wanted to go into 2024 with some rocket fuel. Yeah. And I found that last year and honestly, I put myself on a scale as the heaviest I've ever been, right?
How heavy did you get? 180?
I was 170. I was 170. It was nothing crazy.
I started Jan 1 when I was like, I'm going to stop, 175. Yeah. And I was just telling him yesterday it was 160.
Nice.
15 pounds off,
which is
40 days.
That's the best weight for your frame and everything like that?
Yeah, 160 is good.
Yeah. I mean, I've lost 7 pounds. Yeah. So.
Because you still want to be able to throw some weight around. Because yesterday I was playing, like I said, I play Monday, Wednesdays, nights. There's big boys there, right? So you don't want to get injured, not having enough weight to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm huge in like fitness and MMA, despite all the drinking and stuff. Like I do lift all the time, but it's like I find for my bodybuilding schematic. Like I'm 5'11", 3/4 with shoes. I'm 6 feet.
6 feet.
But, 6 feet. But I find like if I exceed 180, it's a bit heavy on my frame. Yeah. But if I like have it lingering around the 175, 174 range, that's beautiful. Yeah. But right now I'm like at like 160. It's like it's way too
shredded.
Yeah, but it's not for good reasons, man. I just been working way too much. Like
not eating properly.
Not eating enough.
Yeah.
I'm eating 1.5 meals a day. Not by choice. It's just because like when you're moving around, you're not hungry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
You're hauling a keg around, you say hi to customers, doing podcasts, this and that. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, the day flew by, good. Managing labor, but at the same time, I'm like, hey, this is not normal. Beings get hungry 3 times a day. Yeah. I'm getting hungry 1.5 times a day. I'm like, this is not right.
Yeah, not right at all. And I know firsthand, it's like when you're running your own business, like I had a little, franchise for a little bit. And
yeah, you mentioned that, yeah.
Dude, it was... You pay yourself last. You only have control over labor. And I'm there 6:37 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I get paid last. So it's like, look at the hours you put in and stuff. It's like, it really must be your passion. And it is your passion if it's your own. where I got a little like, I'm putting in all this blood, sweat, and tears for somebody else, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I fully understand it. I understood it going in, but like I was longer vision, so I'm like, okay, these are
but this is you, and
like
it's for you. What I'm saying is like you can do all that and reap the rewards and feel good about yourself because it's you and your name and your business partners that you're building. You're not here like making Mr. McDonald and his family rich by having a McDonald's and putting in 14, 15 hours. It's your own thing.
That's true. And also like with me and my partner, like he's more the restaurant. He is the restaurateur. Like I got brought in, like I understand bartending. I bartended for years, but it's the podcast bar concept. I was like, there's something there. And it just ate at me during COVID where it's like this idea just kept festering in my head. And the more I looked around, it was like, there's people that podcast out of a bar. And, me and my partner were talking. I'm like, there might be a podcast bar in the U.S., but I'm like, I can't find one in Canada. And then I was just like it just ate at me literally like an itch. It's like, you got to do it. You got to do it right now. Like, or tell someone to do it.
Remember you told me when you first did it and you went to register and you're like, the lady's like, you're the first one in Canada.
Yeah. Like the Brand Nuance report, there's like no such thing as a podcast bar or whatever. And it was just like.
There is now.
Like, And so like that was cool. But like I thought there was. Like we did think it was done already, but not in Canada. But But I don't know. It was one of those things where it all consumed my mind. Like I remember sitting there and like I'd be like hanging out with my girl, like trying to eat a steak. I'm like, podcast bar. Like I have to do this, like And then, or I thought about passing the idea off to someone I think who could, but
this is a really good website. Look at this.
Sick. There you go. Yeah.
This is a really really cool.
Go to podcast studio rental. By the way, we're fixing it. If this airs whenever. There was a bit of a issue with the pay thing, but either way, you can see what's open on the schedule.
Right here?
Yep. Yeah. Hit that. Go to rates and rentals. Bang. Okay, so go book now. Boom. Go to one camera angle. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of the 2 camera angle editing one because I just don't have time to edit. But hit the book button.
For the one single camera.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. You got all your slots.
Sweet.
Slap it in, and it's booked for you.
Nice.
There you go.
I'm sure people I really like this. I really like you guys have like a 2 camera angle.
Yeah, but
we know from trial and error we had like 3 angles at one time. But man, it took like quadruple the time for that episode to get it ready and clipped and.
There is AI, but the problem right now, I'll openly say right now, we are a startup, so the equipment needed to create the dual audio so that we use the AI. We're not there right now. We will be there. Yeah. Hopefully a year or 2. But right now, so I'm thinking we're gonna get rid of the.
You know what I found with the AI? It doesn't capture the angles the way I would like them to. Because when everybody's interacting,
the robot's not perfect. What are you talking about?
Robot's not perfect. Yeah. When people are like interacting, or everybody's laughing. Sometimes the AI doesn't catch on that very well, right? Like it doesn't keep it on everybody all the time, and sometimes it cuts.
The AI's like, "What is laughter?" In the middle. I don't know.
Did you guys hear about there was robots that Elon Musk's company made, and they were for workers, but then one attacked a worker?
Really?
Yeah.
Do you guys watch movies and science fiction? Like, do you guys watch Star Trek at all?
Yeah, I know it.
No, I've never seen it.
You never seen Star Trek at all?
No, I haven't.
Damn. There's a universe there for you to explore, man. But no, they touch all about this. Like, well, Terminator does as well. They talk about AI. I mean, Elon Musk talks about it. Like, art imitating life's a real thing. Like, the way the AI is going, it's a matter of time before it's either sentient or there's just so much capacity in its abilities that it's deemed sentient.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not even sentient, but it logs in every known human emotion, so it like picks up off of like every single like a character trait that would trigger this response, and to the point where it appears like there's emotion. They get data from fucking Star Trek, But fucking for all we know, maybe we're AI.
You never know. There's that cool movie Ex Machina or Ex Machina.
That was really good.
That was a cool one.
Yeah.
She messed everyone up, that robot. She hustled that nerd. She hustled him. Falls in love with it. Oh man,
dude! Like I've never actually seen that movie, but it's still based. I know the title. But no, it's okay. I'll get around to it. But I don't know, man, but like, do you guys think you could actually fall in love with a being if you didn't think it had a soul?
People do, man. There's a guy that fell.
My ex-girlfriend, she had no soul.
Well, for falling in love, it's Jesus. It's a chemical thing, right?
It's a what?
It's a chemical thing in the brain, right? That's what love is, right? Like it's a chemical reaction that happens in your brain that causes you to have an attachment towards something. Just like when you feed a dog and you train it to do something, right?
Okay, but so if you neutralize that chemical, then you're saying like you wouldn't have that same like.
No, I'm saying people could definitely fall in love with robots.
I
don't know.
Okay, so hold on, like maybe going into the weeds here, but this is kind of shit I like to talk about because I wonder about it all the time. But it's like, okay, so like let's think back. You have your consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Like this morning you woke up. Seb, you woke up. You're like, okay, I'm conscious again. Whether it was a 2-second nap or 1 hour fucking deep REM sleep, like you woke up, you have consciousness. The instant you had consciousness, you had now creative control over the one part of your consciousness that is going to be like, you have your thoughts that are like 1,000 coming a second. Then you got the one like, oh, I'm going to pick up this beer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So like that moment, that inception of your consciousness, right? Do you guys like?
Yeah.
So it's like that inception right there. Like that. Do we all agree or maybe disagree? Like that is the you, right? Like that's the you that matters. That's the one that makes the decisions.
Yeah.
So whether that one can get further dissected, where you're like, I don't even know how I began to make the move to decide I wanted the drink. Like I don't know about all that because I can't. It's almost like you ever take a mirror and you shine it into a mirror and you see the infinite mirrors. It's like I can't pull back enough to see. But as far as I know, we are all in the same game where when you wake up and there's consciousness, no matter how many times you disabled the consciousness due to sleep, you re-enabled it. Now you're making decisions like. That one thing, like, I believe that's the soul decision. Like that's the one that it's like you just kind of it's like a video game. You paused it, you hit play, you paused it, went to eat chips, had pizza with your friends, you came back and played the same game. Now you're back in the scenario, the game is your life. And it's like when you're picking up that beer now, I think that is your actual soul in play.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's a third layer of it that observes it. I think that's God, right? Like that's the God consciousness. But like when you're moving around making those moves at that point, like that I don't think is. I think that is genuinely whatever your spirit is, and that is outside of the body. It's like that can be placed. That can be placed in Shiraz's body, in your body. And it's like now we're making moves, and then the brain is just like the engine that you're working with, right? Like that's kind of how I see the whole thing. So AI, I think, is a programming on that exact point of inception where I'm picking up that beer, but it's like programmed with every single fucking scenario because it's just been logged in. So then it creates this illusion that it's sentient.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's still just picking up off of different like different categories to draw. Like you can perplex it by like hitting it with a scenario. There's no fucking way it had a programming for. But unless human beings have gone through an experience that can show that, then AI will appear to be sentient.
Yeah.
That's kind of like if that makes sense when I said it. That's a massive like mushroom blurb that I just
but I mean, same thing with humans though, that you put them in experience or a thing that they haven't experienced before, they're also not going to know how to react to that situation and probably do the wrong thing. But like we don't sit there and do the does not compute, does not like we like it. That's how you branch into another thriving like avenue, right? It's like. So that's why we have to keep doing shit. That's why we see something like an old dude who only uses a routine. Like, I don't know how this works. I don't want to know how this works. It's like, okay, well, you basically should be dead because you're not growing with everything. Like, it's like humans should be growing until they can't because that's how we grow this thing. Yeah. This collective thing we call humanity. So it's like, but I feel like the AI, the whole Elon Musk worry about AI being sentient. It's like it can't be more sentient than what we have experienced to program into it, unless they have an algorithm now that predicts and does this weird like prediction thing. But
even then, the predictions are based on the data you gave it, and we're the ones programming it and giving it all these potential results.
It could also be like the data is taking a guess now off of like this little Rubik's cube of scenarios, and it could be a randomizer where it's like, I don't know, like say you kicked me in the balls right this instant. Like, you know, it's like most likely I'm gonna be like, ow, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be like, why the fuck did you do that? Then I'm gonna be like, that was funny. You know, it's like, but the machine might process it as like, kick him in the balls. Oh, we haven't analyzed, like, so put a randomizer. Might be kicking the balls and it starts scratching his head. You know what I mean? That's because that, you know.
What am I
like,
supposed to do? How am I supposed to react?
But then
to this?
that's how you know it's not truly sentient. You know, like it's like, but I don't know. But at the rate we're going, I oftentimes wonder through like, you know, overthinking or laying in bed staring at the roof. I'm like, what? How do we know we're not AI already at a nanotech level? Like, you know, like at the sperm level nanotech. You know,
well,
like,
there's crazy theories out there, right? Because it's like, do you want to believe in evolution or not? Because there's a missing link, right? It's like, was there somebody that came and tampered with who we have 98% DNA match with, right? So, who knows? I mean, you can go down several different rabbit holes. But the unfortunate thing is, none of us know the truth. None of us know if there's an afterlife.
Do you know what's worse?
No one can die and come back and be like, religion's right, and this is the right religion, because there is a heaven and a hell, and there is only one God, and there is this. Like, no one can die and come back and tell us, right? Like, what do you guys think?
Well, do you know what's worse than what you just said is that we are trapped in a circle jerk to meet our basic needs. Like, the only one who can actually fucking delve into this would be someone who's like Elon Musk or like someone who's so rich, they don't need anything anymore. So it's like, can you, not the monk who has like tricked his brain into no needs or whatever, I don't want to say trick, but like it's like, can you fucking take a deep dive into like unraveling? Because like when there's no more challenge to face, then that is the time to evaluate your consciousness, right? Because otherwise, like, we're talking about this a fun convo, but I swear, by the time I leave here, it's going to be like, oh, thanks, Shiraz, thanks, Seb. I'm going to be like, shit, okay, where did I go? Did I have a meeting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
back into the Matrix.
Yeah, right in the Matrix. So it's like, we're not in the Matrix. Then can we actually take an actual look at, like, what the fuck is all this? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, I thought we said we're here and present and we don't have our phones.
I forgot to put it on silent. That's exactly what you're talking about. Right?
Yeah,
right back into it,
exactly.
Oh, fuck. I don't know, man. I don't even know how we segue into that. My mind just blurred it out. But this is weird shit I think of all the time.
I just think like us, our age group, specifically you and I.
Oldies.
I'll say that. We can say that. But we've seen so much change. Like we grew up, no internet. We grew up playing, I thought my dad was a G. He had that old Cantel AT&T StarTAC, and it had like 3 batteries that you needed.
No idea what you just said.
So it was like the original cell phone.
Dude, it was a block,
right?
Man.
It was called a StarTAC.
Okay.
Oh, the StarTAC. I remember fucking StarTAC.
So my dad had that, and I thought he was a G. Like, flip it, put the antenna up.
Oh, nice.
And then he had like 3 extra batteries always because it would die after like 2 conversations. But he was like...
Yeah.
So to go from that to now having a computer in your pocket, connected, I can FaceTime with my parents who are in Pakistan right now.
Yeah. Throw that phone right in there.
Yeah.
Okay, like Seb, how old are you?
26.
26. Okay, dude, you're a baby.
Exactly. He's a lot younger. I'm saying us, right?
Yeah.
Like you're 37, 38, I'm 39.
Man. Yeah, like, dude, it's like, do you remember without all of this? 14 years ago, so you're fucking like 90 what? Do my math.
97.
97.
When I was born, yeah.
So like, okay, so let's bump them up to 2 or 3. The brain's starting to catch on consciousness and really reserve memories. So it's like 2000, dude. Like 2000, the internet was already there. Yeah. You're born with this thing, man. Like it's like, can you picture life? Like, truly picture it. Like, I know you can, like, everyone's like, oh, I can picture it.
I mean, I could picture life back when cell phones didn't have touchscreens and stuff like that for sure.
No phone.
Right?
Picture no phone.
No phone.
Yeah, we had no phone, man.
Dude, man, it was like we had to call. There's one phone, it's a landline. Everyone had to fucking share it.
And you had one call waiting, like, and not everyone had call waiting.
Yeah. And like the drug dealers would get the fucking, they would use the pagers.
Pagers, yeah.
But like, we're not that far removed. Like, you're 26, 38, 39. Like, that's only in whatever 13, 14 years. Like tech has moved so crazy fast. It's
exponential.
Like, you know. So
that's what I'm saying. Like we're witnessing a lot of change in our time. Because like I grew up my childhood, we didn't have any of these things, right?
Yeah.
We were playing outside all day, sports. You know, like it was cool. Nintendo came in, N64, Sega Genesis, right? That was cool to us. That was our technology and kind of got us inside from playing outside. But not like the way internet. Like my kid's 2 and he knows how to unlock, open YouTube, open Netflix.
Wow,
So
really?
he's fucking 2
Holy
years
shit.
old. And if he was sitting here right now, he could grab this and do whatever he wanted with it at 2 years old.
Fuck, dude. That just makes me sometimes wonder, chasing the relevance of the tech speed is like, is that worth your time after a while? Because otherwise you're making a fool of yourself. It's like, it's kind of like be straight up. It'd be like you and I right now jumping into like the NBA, like, summer league and being like, you know what, we're revamp and be a fucking point guard. No, we're physically, it's not gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
You know, like we're like, we may do well in the first 5 minutes and then all the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
It's just reality. But it's gonna happen to you and everyone else. It's moving so fucking hyper fast sometimes where I'm kind of wondering where it's all headed because you know, like it's like we're at a point now where everyone's in negotiation that like something like an image clicked about something and you slap a fucking little signature on it and you call it an NFT, like this thing's worth money. It's like, no, dude, we're trying to kind of copy is like a fucking painting. Back in the day, a hand-drawn fucking painting. You know how hard it was to get the paint? You had someone had the perfect canvas and someone to sit still for 5 hours. Like, we're talking some serious discipline of the mind, and that's how you got some art that drew out feeling. Now you like negate it to like trying to convince people that a fucking screenshot of the same image is not the same worth. I don't know, man. Like, I think the world is so ass backwards that I'm at a point now where I'm like, you know, it's due time for a super war, you know? Because we're so fucked up right now. Like, this is not normal. No wonder there's this whole streak of like, when we were growing up, how many people had mental health issues?
No, it wasn't even a word.
It wasn't a fucking
anxiety
word.
wasn't a word.
It was a fucking word. It was like, haha, slap. And
no, anxiety wasn't a
word.
It's like you say that to someone older and they're like, I didn't have time for anxiety because by 9 I had 2 jobs and I went to school.
Yeah, dude. And or it's like, what do you mean when this guy, I don't feel good. Like here, there's this little palpitating thing, and I don't feel. I'm like, that's how we live, you know. And it's like we just roll into that, like so you're only used to when things feel like fucking like you're half coming all the time, like you know what I mean? Like it's like no man, shit can't be like that all the time. Like that's what you're used to, and but it's like but that's also everyone else's fault for fucking allowing that thought process. That's why sometimes I'm like, hey, this has gone way too fast. We're not catching up fast enough to it. Like we should have a pause. You know, like, you know, everything, you know, like, I'm not saying a war needs to break up for those reasons, but everything's such a mess anyway. Like, a reset is needed. But, and a lot of things should be, like, torn down and re-put back up.
Thank you again for Shawn being on our show today from Kaks Bar Podcast.
Hey, thank you guys for hosting. I love what you guys are doing here.
Appreciate it.
Like, yeah, no. Like,
look forward to many more collaborations and doing some more at his business over there. And one more time, we're going to tag everything in the description. But one more time, please tell everyone how they can reach you and how
Kaks
they can reach
Bar Podcast. It's on all social platforms. We're talking YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, Facebook. Kaks Bar Podcast.
KAKS.
BARPODCAST.
Nice. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you all next week.
Thank you.
All right, sweet. Thanks, guys.